Hello and welcome back to the rd2l Holiday Cup Game 2 in this best of 3 grand finals between Jimmy versus Logical. Logical was able to take down the first game with that Medusa played by Logical. Absolute fantastic display of how to play Medusa. And we are in this game number 2 now. Bans already coming out. Naga Siren, TA getting banned on the Radiant side. On the Dire, it is Morphling and the Tiny. We are... What do we see here in terms of pool?
5 seconds remaining.
I don't see anything too big. There are a lot of supports. Compared to previous game, there's a Bane, Zeus, Ogre Magi, Disruptor, Grimstroke, Tusk, Purge, Abaddon, Nyx Assassin, and but very different heroes than the first game. Very different ones. Big ones that fall out, that stand out to me are, I think, the Zeus, the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet just makes the game so different with his split pushing. There's a Centaur. Actually, we are kind of running low on offlaners this time. We see the Centaur, we see the Night Stalker, we see the Omni Knight. And that's pretty much it. There's a Bat Rider. And there's now a Night Stalker ban. And what will Dire ban out for this last ban? It is going to be first pick for Jimmy's team. And they need to win this game to force us to a game number 3. To keep their chances of the Holiday Cup title alive. And they are dipping into the reserve time here. There aren't many mid laners in the pool. There is Invoker, there is Monkey King, there's Zeus, there is Ember Spirit, Clinks. There is a ban onto the Disruptor. And now there is a first pick Tusk. The hero, I feel like he got really nerfed with the removal of the experience talent. I really like playing that hero with the experience talent. As soon as they introduced the change to level 30. And now what's gonna be the response here from Dire? You might want to go something like Bane. I feel like Bane could be doing pretty well against Tusk. He's also rather tanky. If you get 1 or 2 braces on him, he can survive quite a bit of burst. And they are going for the Bane. Wow, hey, I should be drafting this game here.
All right, I'm back at Ponzius.
Hello, welcome back. So we see here in terms of draft, we see a first pick Tusk by the Radiant, and it was responded by a Bane. That, I just want to say it, you can watch the replay. I called it out before they picked Bane. I said Bane would be a pretty good pickup here, and they did pick Bane. I'm really proud of myself.
Awesome, awesome. I'm really hoping we see some sick Nightmare plays out of Bane. We see someone getting snowballed on and he nightmares him real quick, just to save him from that damage and the stun. That'd be real cool to see. But that Tusk will definitely be pos 4. That'll be Sauce playing it. He's that's one of his most played and comfort heroes. So I think that's a good pickup so far.
Ooh, I I didn't know it was one of his most played. Question for you: Do you? I feel like the removal of his experience talent hurt him quite a bit. We see a centaur pickup for the Dire, and the new talent that he got, I personally feel is really underwhelming. Like you just take the GPM now.
I would agree. The XP talents I think were just very broken. An AM pickup and a Abaddon here, so lots of save out of the Radiant team, and the potential for really strong farming and split pushing.
Is this gonna be a Abaddon 5 or 3? I would say most likely gonna be a 5. Could of course also be just flexing for now.
There's not a ton of offlaners in the pool, so I most likely think this will be a 3. I feel like there's some other supports they could play. Realistically, I think I'd like to see them pick up the Ogre and just bloodlust this anti.
Grimstroke.
Ooh, a Grimstroke Centaur lane will be very strong, especially if they're able to get a silence on this AM.
Yeah.
Centaur actually is a hero that deals with AM pretty well on lane because he doesn't really care that much if he has mana because he can just sit there and trade right clicks and
Yeah, as soon as he runs out of mana, like Anti-Mage hits like a wet noodle anyways, so...
Radiant team pick.
Monkey.
There is a Monkey King pickup. I was going to ask, like for mid lane, what do you think we're gonna see here? I don't feel like there is a lot of mid lane heroes in this pool. There is an Ember Spirit, there is a Klings, there's an Invoker. But I feel like all three of those heroes, if your player is not comfortable on it, you can't really pick it.
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, the Zeus could be a potential, could be a really difficult pick just because there's an AM on one of the teams. So, if Zeus goes and uses all his abilities, all of a sudden he's just a walking time bomb for AM to go around and ulti. We do see an Invoker pickup though, so looks like we'll be running that. So this last pick here, coming out of Jimmy's team, what do you think?
10 seconds remaining.
So they have good tower push with the Abaddon, especially if it's core. I feel like something like maybe Nyx Assassin. They go for the Silencer once again. So team fight ultimate with that global silence.
Lacking a little bit of lockdown though. The Invoker has the potential to, really lock down some heroes, but there's no real instant disables for.
Yeah, I would agree. I also feel like it's a little bit of like Anti-Mage doesn't really want a team fight, especially early on. Like he wants to split push. But I feel like with Silencer, Abaddon, Invoker, feels a bit more team fighty for me than an Anti-Mage. And on the Dire, we see a Nature's Prophet to deal with the split push.
I think that's a really good pick. If Sick Boy is able to get a Orchid and a Shadow Blade on the Natures, it's going to be really difficult before the AM has Manta to really be able to kind of go and split push like he because we're able to get a silence and then followed up with any form of Bane disable. That AM could fall.
I feel like the drafts are a little bit reversed from what we saw in the previous game. Like in the previous game, it was Logical's team having the Medusa, wanting to go for split push, just keep getting farm on your core. And now it feels like it is Jimmy's team with the Anti-Mage wanting to go like, hey, we'll just farm and split push you in the first 20 to 30 minutes of the game. I think very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like roles are. I think Jimmy's team will pretty significantly be able to win the late game, especially if Anti-Mage is able to get up 2 or 3 items with just how quickly he can. Monkey King, once he does have a couple items, he's able to start really flash farming, especially with the Tree Dance cast range. He's able to very quickly jump between all of the camps and could keep up with the Anti-Mage in that sense, but that's not until he hits level 15 where he really has unlocks that farm.
Okay, so let's go over the heroes and players really quick. We have on the Tusk, we have Sauce on the Tusk, Tusk on the Sauce, and we have Coda on the Abaddon. We have AR on the mid Invoker, and down in the safe lane it is the Han Mingzi Silencer and the Jimmy Anti-Mage. On the Dire side it is...
So we got Logical up here in the top lane on the Monkey King, laning with his boy Lemon on the Bane. We got Sick Boy, who's currently hiding in the Radiant base, looking to snipe some couriers on the Nature's Prophet. We got Remedial sitting over on the Grimstroke, and Kerwa over on the Centaur Warrunner.
The battle begins.
Looks like we're gonna have 2 for 2 on the Bounty Ruins at the 5-minute mark to start.
And no fight really. The Abaddon is gonna proc the silence, the Curse of Awareness on Lemon. Yeah.
If Sauce played Invoker, trying to lane Monkey King into Invoker with an Invoker position 4 is actually so difficult because the Tornado just purges off the Jingu state.
Ooh, yeah. We see up top they are going in with the Tusk onto this onto the Monkey King, and tag team is a lot of damage.
That's the issue with Monkey King in these early levels too. He has 1 armor. He used to have 0, but 1 armor at the start is just really difficult. So far, everyone trading pretty evenly. Looks like AR is a little bit ahead of Sick Boy in the mid lane, but with that, you see Sick Boy already TPing, trying to snipe.
Is he gonna go for in the base now? No, he will go back to back into lane to get his level 2 now.
AR really smartly able to micro his courier away as soon as he sees the Nature's. That's kind of the issue with the Nature's being mid lane rather than off lane. AR knows immediately when he's going for the courier snipe, and he can just kind of hide his courier away and, you know, wait 30 seconds now when Nature's is 4.
There is a Nightmare on the Tusk, but just giving him some bad sleep.
Monkey King doing pretty well up here, top on the CS chart right now at 8-2 over the Centaur 6. Jimmy on the AM keeping up solidly as well at 8-1 over there.
Where do you think, like, what does, like, Radiant has this AM who wants to farm. Which lane should they focus on most? Because I feel like they're kind of trying to go onto this Monkey King with the Tusk and the Abaddon. Or actually, never, Nature's Prophet going for the Courier down bottom, getting Anti-Mage.
That's a full Wraith Band, so that's pretty big right now. I think the best thing they can kind of do with Radiant is just ignore the Centaur. The only way they really, you know, can kind of kill you in this lane is if Centaur kind of has stacks up. You know, it would be a while before Grimstroke has enough of his spells and damage in order to really burst down the AM. So if they just kind of ignore him, he never gets stacks up. However, Grimstroke looks like he's about to go down, and First Blood going the way of Jimmy on the Anti-Mage. Really, really nice. Actually, same as the drafts and kind of the pacing they have to play. Medusa for Logical got First Blood last game with that farming hero. Jimmy on the Anti-Mage getting First Blood this game on the farm.
So what you're saying is this game is already over, Radiant won, and we should just go to game number 3. Silencing going down.
As we say that, Sauce going down on, or Mingzi going down on. I think Radiant, or this is going to be a pretty even game. Whether or not Dire is going to be able to hit their timing will be the big question.
This Monkey King safe lane, what do you reckon he will go? Do you think he should go the Radiance build, like Radiance into Axe? something like
I
that.
don't think so. They want to really be able to just kind of burst someone down. Radiance is a lot more prolonged damage. We got an engagement up on top, Lemon getting gone on by the Tusk. He's just looks like he's gonna be able to just walk away. Logical actually turning around.
Missed the
And
stun,
Totem might
and
go
now
down here.
meanwhile down bottom they lose the silencer, silence onto the Monkey King from the Curse of Avernus. But I feel like that's a favorable trade for Monkey King especially.
Yeah, he's able to just back at full health. He still has a ton of regen. The Abaddon is completely out of regen now. He's got, no mana. He's gonna have just enough for one. Sauce able to snipe Logical's courier though, so definitely good for him.
And now they're trying to go onto this Tusk. He doesn't have Snowball, he has Ice Shards, but needs to play his way around it. Nice Ice Shards, but the stun from the Monkey King. Is it gonna be enough damage? There's no more Brain Sap for another 2 seconds. Is he gonna be in range? Oh, there was the animation, and Sauce just juking with the sight of vision. Oh, but Lemon sees him, not gonna go for the Brain Saps. Again, some more juking around the trees. There's another right click, and one more should be doing it. He's gonna try for the courier, but he gets killed in the end. The nice bait with the courier to have the Tusk show himself.
So
Down bottom, they go onto the silencer, and now Tusk has rotated. They get the silencer, but now they might turn this around onto the centaur as well as the Grimstroke. Both are out of mana, and the nice Ice Shards. Sauce, he really knows what he's doing on this hero. Oh no, the courier! Don't show it! Don't show the chicken. Okay, they didn't really see it. Blink forward, and another kill. Now 3 kills for this anti-mage.
he's level 6 right now. It's 6 minutes into the game.
I mean,
He's ahead of the solo lane mid Nature's Prophet right now.
just tell your support to die before they get the kill onto the offlaner, so you get solo experience. Easy.
Exactly. Mid lane, we got an engagement going on right now. AR able to get that kill on the 6. This mid nature is struggling a little bit in terms of laning. That first TP in to go kill the courier, missing that was a pretty big hindrance.
For sure. But it is still a Monkey King with a very, very nice laning phase so far. 42 lasted, 17 denies.
Those 17 denies are huge because if you look at the ABBA, he's level 5. Actually, Tusk was able to rotate out. He got some kills, so he's actually up at level 4. He recovered. Koda only really needs levels on the Abaddon. He doesn't really need farm as much. Oh, down bottom. We got Centaur going in on the silence.
Silencer just gets killed over and over, but now Tusk is here, misses the ice shot. There's the snowball now. Inkswell not gonna save him. There's a 2-man stomp, and they get the kill onto the anti-mage. There is a stampede as well at the same time as the nightmare, and they will not TP in with the Nature's Prophet to go further. But they get the kill on this anti-mage, and that's the most important one. That's a lot of experience given to both Bane and the Centaur.
A lot of gold as well. Jimmy was 3-0 before that, so the Bane getting about 300 AR mid lane. It was snipe Nature's Prophet's courier.
But now Bane is here. There is a
couriers all games trying to get his revenge while he can.
They're trying to turn this around with the Bane now arrived in the mid lane, but not getting enough damage. There is a regeneration room saved for the Invoker. Even though he was pretty much at like full HP. Give that to your support. That's some greedy core play. I'm a support player, so I will always side with the support.
Absolutely. They're typical out of a mid player, right? Always gonna.
Yeah, like we saw, like the Invoker had already like the health regen from Quas, like pretty much giving him like full HP, and he's like, I need this 200 mana from the regeneration.
So Logical having a really, really good start again here. It'll be interesting to see when he decides to rotate out of lane and what he's going to, where he's going to start making plays.
Now in mid lane, Invoker is gonna go onto Sick Boy once again. There's a Sprout. Is Sick Boy gonna turn this around? Now is there detection? There's the sentry and the Fiend's Grip. Again, it is again rotation by Lemon and Logical this time that punishes the dive of AR onto Sick Boy. Same as in the previous game.
Yeah, it was about the same time, right before the outpost spawned. He gets a little too aggressive. Down bottom, we got Centaur going in with the Inkswell. Good snowball state out of Sauce.
There's a Stampede, and they get
huge.
And now also the stun onto Silencer. Silencer is just food for the Centaur.
Looks like outposts are gonna both go the way of.
Actually, Nature's Prophet not gonna go for it. Oh, now they are gonna go onto this Nature's Prophet and the Walrus Punch, and goodbye, Sick Boy.
Radiant's bottom tower is
It was a trade they do get. They are taking this tier 1 down bottom.
It's definitely much needed out of the Radiant, though, making sure that they're able to get at least one of the outposts and securing another kill and some gold going the way of the Anti-Mage as he gets closer and closer towards this battle. He's sitting second on the net worth right now. Logical actually having, because he rotated from
Radiant structures
the
are
top lane
fortified.
mid to go get that kill and then going bottom, he's actually fallen slightly behind the Anti-Mage, but he's pushing out bottom, so he's still continuing to.
In mid, we see a Inkswell onto the Invoker, but they turn it around on the Grimstroke, and Grimstroke is dead. Now, will there be a Tornado? It's still on cooldown. Oh, nice deny by Lemon. There's a Sprout onto the Silencer. Silencer just a punching bag of everybody of Dire. Now, Logical has arrived. They want to turn this around on this Invoker. Invoker, he wants this kill. He has a Fairy Fire. There is a Tornado together with the Snowball, and they get the Nature's Prophet. Now, the Courier has been killed by the Monkey King. Now, a nice Ice Shard is no mana for the Bane. And Monkey King, he doesn't have his ultimate, and he is 1v4 now. There is a Stampede, but the damage from the Spirit Vessel and the Snowball forward, is it gonna be enough? Logical gets the stun off. There's the Grimstroke, Stroke of Fate, and the Soulbind. Logical, he will not survive, but they will turn this around on 3 heroes.
Huge plays out of the Grimstroke there. I wish we saw some tips out of him.
Yeah.
Grimstroke coming in with a huge Stroke of Fate and his ultimate completely turns that fight around. Logical goes down, but I think that's worth it because 3 heroes end up going down.
It was all chatting by Logical. He was saying nerds, so that's nearly as good as tipping.
Of course, Logical and Jimmy are both really good friends, so it's all in good fun. Definitely good to see. So Mike on the Silencer going down again. He's having a bit of a rough, sitting at 1-7.
Yeah. But now they are going on to the Bane. And there is the Urn of Shadows finished by the Invoker. He used the Nightmare to give himself some more time, but he will go down.
Very active around the map for both teams. We got a lot of fight. 25 minutes and 13 minutes, or 25 kills in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Definitely been really interesting so far. Lots of back and forth as well. Kind of Dota games I like to see.
Same here. But what I find surprising is we saw like the Invoker pretty much winning mid, but in terms of net worth, he is behind the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet just able to like keep on pushing around the map and getting the farm that way and not just staying in lane.
Just courier kills, and then as soon as he hits level 6 on Nature's, he presses R and gets, right there, can get a couple hundred gold
Radiant's middle
and
tower is under attack.
leading into assists as well. That's really huge. I think the biggest change is they changed the way global gold works and global experience. So that's why Zeus was doing so well early on in this patch. was because of that. We got an engagement top though.
Yes, they are going on to the Bane. Bane got an Inkswell off, but he will go down. There is a Soulbind into a double silence and the stun from the Centaur. They are focusing onto this Invoker. He gets his Tornado off. Can he get a Ghost Walk away? There's a Stampede. The shield from the Aban trying to give him some more HP, and he will just hide in the trees. There's an Inkswell by the Grimstroke. They now trigger the Borrowed Triumph. There's other silence onto the Invoker.
Dire's courier has been
And in the meantime, Monkey King's courier has been killed, but not before his Echo Saber got delivered. They are trying to get the Grimstroke, and Grimstroke is gonna go down, and now Monkey King is back into the game, into the fight, but he immediately gets tornadoed, and triple kill for this Invoker. And all of this without the AM participating in the fight, who has finished his Battle Fury.
is under attack.
That was almost 1,200 gold going the way of the Invoker. We were just talking about his net worth. He shot up. He's third on the net worth right now.
Oh,
AM is continuing to push ahead, almost at 7k net worth. He's got the Battle Fury finished up. Some of the neutral items starting to come out. We see a Nether Shawl over on the Anti-Mage. For the Radiant, a Poor Man's Shield getting picked up right now by...
I also feel like in that previous fight, what we didn't see was the Soulbind into double Fiend's Grip. Because I feel like that could be very, very potent. That was kind of what they were trying to set up. But Bane just got bursted down before he could get his Fiend's Grip off.
Yes, that's... If they're able to get that off, that'll definitely be huge. We got an engagement going on mid, though.
Yeah.
Logical starting to chase down.
But the Ice Shards this time saving the Monkey King. Monkey King gets the stun off and his Wukong's command. He is in the animation. He is going to stampede away. There are two heroes here. There's the Soulbind now. But the Fiend's Grip on the Invoker in the meantime. And now the stuns coming out from the Inkswell. And they get 4 heroes. My voice can't even handle it anymore. They got 4 heroes with this beautiful fight for Dire. Only hero not dying was Jimmy, who just is like, team, please stop feeding.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's the anti-mage effect is, you know, they're fighting 5v4 because the anti-mage is away farming. So Dire is always going to have advantage in these early fights unless Jimmy starts to participate. As he actually starts running mid, it looks like he was looking to get involved here. Or he's just walking away. He's going to get some creeps. Centaur actually might be getting caught.
Yeah, he will go down. Goodbye. Centaur has a blink now. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. And there was
He had a huge stun last fight, actually.
Yeah. There is also a Philosopher's Stone picked up by the Grimstroke now. So getting some good GPM. Plus 90 GPM from level 10. Plus the plus 60 from the Philosopher.
That would be really good. He's actually got a Scythe queued up. So he's already got that Aether Lens finished. He's going to be going straight into a Scythe. Really helping out with just more lockdown. Soulbind into double Hex will be...
He's also higher net worth than the Abaddon. So having definitely a good game so far.
Absolutely. And that's kind of the issue with Abaddon as a hero. Yeah, he's really hard to kill in fights, holds items really well, but he just does not farm. Especially he was laning into a Monkey King. It's really hard to stay in lane, especially once Sauce he started roaming bottom and making kills around the map. It's difficult for the Abba to stay in lane there.
There's an Inkswell, but Tornado. Nice reaction there by R, but there's a Soulbind now. And now they get the double Fiend Script, but Global Silence to stop it. Now there's the Ghost Walk. They have Dust and the Stampede, and they get the Invoker. Now they're going to focus on the Abandoned. Borrowed Time is triggered, and he will go down as well. Very nice Global Silence there, but not enough to turn the fight around. Now Tusk is still here. Is there a blink up by the Centaur? He is gonna go for the camp, not gonna go on the tower. Oh, actually they see the silencer, and poor Hemingsi, he's yeah, He is a punching bag right now. You can have a Glimmer Cape, but you will still die against 4 heroes.
It's, you know, sometimes as the past 5, it just kind of has to happen.
Yeah.
They got a lot of really easy ways to get on top of him now, between Monkey King and his Tree Dance and Primal Spring, the Blink over on the Centaur, and then Jimmy actually getting a solo kill on the Sick Boy.
Yeah.
Really, really nice there. That's a 3 times killing spree, so that's another 500 gold going the way of him.
And now they are trying to go onto this Monkey King. He is gonna jump away. They see him. Not anymore. Tornado is going to catch him out. So he will be on the ground. And now gonna go into the trees and has another tree dance. Actually, he's gonna use his Wukong's command and the stun, but they will be out of it. Nice try there to set a trap, but Radiant not quite going for it. And we have a pause. So we see now 2k net worth lead for the Dire. We'll just play with 1k ping AR. That's why he didn't stop ult XD. Nature's Prophet actually very close to the Orchid, has a Maelstrom. And with this Orchid, like whenever the Silencer shows, he is just gonna go down.
Yep. I think even the Tusk has a little bit more HP, but I feel like with a +1, he can definitely kill the Tusk. If not, he might just be able to solo kill him. He's hitting pretty hard for 200 a pop on the Natures right now. He's got the Maelstrom up. With that Orchid finished, I think he's just going to start melting heroes and moving around the map very efficiently, picking off whoever.
We see now Invoker has finished the Spirit Vessel, is gonna go for Force Staff next. Anti-Mage, it is Anti-Mage Gaming, is gonna go for the Manta Style. Just needs like 200-300 more gold and then has the Manta Style finished.
That's really good for him, having it right about the 20-minute mark as Natures is picking up that Orchid. So he's going to be able to deal, even if he gets silenced, he'll be able to quickly Manta.
Yeah. Monkey
He is
King
level 18 as well, so he is flying up there from all the solo experience he's been getting, especially having just solo killed the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah. Monkey King has 2k net worth, but not hasn't put anything in quick buy yet. So not sure what he's gonna go for next.
Yeah, that'll be definitely interesting to see. There's a Philosopher's Stone on the AM right now. Would love to see him give that over to either the Silencer or his Tusk. Actually, he just gave it to Mike. So Mingzi will be able to start catching up a little bit since he's spent a little too much time in the graveyard. He's been doing great though. The global silences have been on point, making it really hard for Bane.
Yeah.
Mid here.
One thing to note, at 20 minutes only Dire had outposts, so they were able to get that. Oh, there's a stun onto the Invoker, immediate Glimmer Cape, and now they stampede the people in with the Snowball, but not gonna turn around on them. There is now a Blink Dagger on the Tusk, so safe place can now happen. And he's gonna go for an axe next, it looks like. Would be very interesting to see.
He's going to look to just snowball kick the Monkey King out of his ult.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Big Rain plays out of sauce. No, that'll be... If he's able to get that off, that'll be huge. Basically eliminating Monkey King from his, you know, a really game-changing... He's still sitting at 3k over on Logical. I'm curious what he's going to pick up, whether... A lot of times you'll see Maelstorms picked up on Monkey Kings if they want to farm a little bit more. I feel like he kind of needs... Ags could be a potential, but I think Monkey Kings like to get one more item before that.
Down bottom, Anti-Mage. It was the Orchid reveal, and apparently Anti-Mage did not have the Manta up, or it just was with the stun too much by Centaur. Centaur also finished now up the Aghanim Scepter, and that Anti-Mage pickup is huge. He was the highest net worth hero.
Tower is under attack.
Grimstroke also getting relatively close to his Scythe.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's
is
gonna
under
take the
attack.
farm up top even.
Yeah, Dyer's picking up some really big items right now. With that Hex coming up pretty soon out of Remedial, as well as that Ags on Centaur, they're really going to look to start fighting here. Actually, Monkey King's got the Radiance queued up now. So it looks like that's going to be a logical choice for the next item he's going to go. Will most likely go Radiance into Ags.
Yeah, for sure. Just to have like that constant spam of the fire thingies. I don't even know what they're called, but like the doubles that he gets.
They're kind of like remnants.
Yeah. There is a stun onto the Abaddon up top. There is a borrowed time available. A stun followed by Inkswell. And now they will kill up the Coda. And he is silenced multiple times and sprouted. And he is gonna go down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The big struggle for Jimmy is the fact that he's level 20. He was dead for so long from that death before. Almost for 80 seconds just from that because of how high he is in terms of his levels from how much solo experience. Nice courier snipe though.
Has been killed.
And they get a tier 2. It was traded for the tier 1 down bottom, but Dire happy to take that trade. Logical 300 more gold towards, and then he has his Radiance finished.
Top tower is under attack.
And Grimstroke like needs 1000 more gold and has the Scythe. And that can be really big. Like a Scythe on the Anti-Mage or the Invoker is gonna be absolutely massive.
Especially the Grimstroke just hit his level 15, so he picked up the cast range talent as well.
Oh
So between
yeah.
that and the Aether Lens, he has an enormous cast range. Working out really well for him.
Invoker is gonna go onto the Centaur. Stampede immediately used to get out of here. And he will be fine.
Stampede is down now though, so Radiant can maybe look to start pushing out these lanes, just because it's a lot more difficult for the Dire to take a fight without Stampede for the next.
For sure. I think a big thing is also the supports of Radiant both have not hit level 12 yet. So no level 2 ultimates for the supports on Radiant. Meanwhile on the Dire, Grimstroke is hit level 15 already and Bane is level 13.
I think a lot of that came down to, we talked about at the 20-minute mark, how the Dire was able to get both out.
Yeah. Up top they get onto the Logical. Logical is gonna go down from this tornado and now Bane. He can Nightmare himself, but the Nightmare will not stop when he comes back out of sleep. He will die.
And that's what we had just talked about. They had no Stampede in order to disengage, so Radiant recognizes that and is able to take advantage and take a really nice team fight, able to kill Logical as well.
Under attack.
Logical did finish his Radiance, so didn't lose really gold there. And like you said, it's gonna go into Axe and BKB.
So we're starting to get the tier 3 items. The Dire just picked up an Orb of Destruction, as well as a Craggy Coat. 2 awesome items for them. Centaur with the Craggy Coat makes him incredibly tanky, and the Orb of Destruction on Monkey King. Between that, his ultimate, and just his overall attacks, it's so hard to get away from him because of that, and the minus armor. Could not have asked for better items to start for this tier 3 phase of neutrals.
Also, Grimstroke has picked up the Scythe of Vice now. Radiant found a Paladin sword, so some lifesteal. That could be pretty good in the hands of Anti-Mage, since he doesn't have lifesteal yet.
Yes, I think that'll be definitely start to be really good. Also, a Quickening Charm, fantastic for Invoker. Start to lower his cooldowns. Look to see him give that over. They're doing a little tradesy, giving the Paladin sword over to the Anti-Mage. AR picking up.
Dire does make a smoke play now with Grimstroke, Bane, and the Monkey King. They want to use this Scythe of Vice and the Fiend's Grip. Up top, but it is Sick Boy getting caught out. Stampede is being used. He gets over the ice shards because when you run very, very fast, you can walk over ice shards.
Makes sense.
Dota always makes sense. There might be a huge team fight coming out. Tornado hitting on 3 people with the Meteor follow-up. Grimstroke has a Glimmer Cape, or gets Glimmer Cape. There's now the Soul Bind into the double Fiend's Grip. There's no silence to stop it, but Grimstroke already going down. Now the Monkey King ultimate coming out, and they get the Tusk, but no other follow-up now. Anti-Mage, he's in the wrong part of town. He gets the blink out. There's a buyback from the Tusk. Logical, he is Spirit Vesseled up. Gets the kill onto the Silencer. And now, oh, jump in by the Centaur, but gets immediately tornadoed. And that's a double kill for the Anti-Mage. Triple kill, and they get the Centaur as well. This tornado was incredible. It hit so many heroes. That last
That's
tornado.
the second time AR has had like the perfect tornado, where as soon as Centaur blinks in, like as his foot is raised up into the air, he just gets tornado lifted in the air, and it's 2 or 3 heroes behind him as well. Really, really good plays at AR these past 2 games.
For sure, and it did cost them a buyback of sauce, but they will get the Aegis. So definitely worth it. And Anti-Mage level 24 now, coming very close to level 25, and has an Abyssal Blade.
And the Aegis too. It's going to be very difficult for Dire to fight right now, as AM continues to pull more. Saw Spot back in that fight, but he got a kill onto Sick Boy's Nature Prophet. So that's right there alone was worth it and paid for his buyback.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of items, look like Nature's is queuing up to go for a Mjolnir next. He does have a Shadow Blade, so he has that Shadow Blade Orchid combination.
There is a Hex onto the Invoker, and there's a Stampede. There is he did Ghost Walk, but now the dust is here, and Tornado and TP out. Is there anything to cancel? Oh, not in time. And the
AR
tip.
playing out of his mind right now.
He is playing so good. In that previous fight, they did get a really nice Soul Bind into double Fiend's Grip, but I didn't feel... Grimstroke, he did not get his Hex off as far as I could see. And he then just got targeted by the Anti-Mage and killed within 2 seconds.
That was the issue, is AM was on the back lines really quickly. So we had...
Oh, in mid, AR, up top, AR gets silenced and found out, and this time it is a kill. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but this Invoker.
We gotta keep track of the action. Outpost coming up, so it looks like 1 for 1. Jimmy right now pushing down the tier 2 bottom.
And Nature's Prophet just...
he's beelining towards this Sick Boy on his Nature's Prophet. He smells blood in the water.
There's a Shadow Blade away.
They're pinging out those wards though. They know they have vision now.
And he gets a ward.
I almost want to see the Radiant use Mike on the Silencer as bait. So when Sick Boy tries to Shadow Blade in, if Invoker is just like waiting, ghost walking, getting ready for him, I feel like they could very easily get picked off.
For sure. Yeah. Silencer has been getting gone on so many times, like they want to go on him again.
Jimmy, he hit his 25. He went actually the Mana Void cooldown. So 20 seconds onto his ultimate. Can definitely look to continue to use that aggressively and get more and more kills.
Monkey King, he has 4,000 gold and now has the full Aghanim Scepter finished on the Courier. And Grimstroke, he has now a Ghost Scepter. I really like this choice against the Anti-Mage. Because like you said, Anti-Mage just go beelines for the back line. And with a Ghost Scepter, you save yourself a few precious seconds.
We got the Radiant smoked up here. It looks like they're making their way up top.
Now Abaddon is going first here, but there is a Sprout into the Nightmare, and now Tusk is up here, and the Glimmer Cape will not save Bane for a long time. Lemon will go down. Hen Mingzi getting some stolen intelligence.
Oh, Jimmy would have first hit back. Centaur's got a ulti away. Jimmy's
Blink.
actually keep going. He wants to find this Grimstro.
Oh, but Inkswell is gonna be in time. And there's the Hex now and the Silence. Is there any follow-up? His team is here to save him. But it is like split push from both sides with the Nature's Prophet and the Monkey King. Oh, they find the Monkey King with the Tornado. Do they have enough damage here? Abyssal Blade and the Tusk and Logical is gonna go down. He doesn't have buyback. And Nature's Prophet, oh, he wanted to go for the Silencer.
Radiant's bottom tower
And now just has to Shadow Blade away. Tornado not in time.
I wonder if Jimmy will pick up a Dust here and maybe swap it out with his Treads when he's trying to kill this Nature's. Because that's the second time the Nature's have been able to get away just because of the shadow.
Yeah.
He's about to have a Butterfly finished up on AM as well.
They are going onto the Grimstroke mid. There is a Soulbind into the Hex, and now they're going in, but there's a Global Silence and Grimstroke already down. BKB used by the Centaur. Buyback from the Grimstroke. Do they want to keep this? Do they want to keep fighting here? There's another beautiful Tornado. Now Aegis has been reclaimed, and Bane is getting focused. Bane can't do anything, but Nightmare is on the Anti-Mage, so Anti-Mage has to sleep for a little bit. Blink forward by Jimmy, Anti-Hex and the Stampede away. Tornado not going to hit, but Anti-Mage, he just wants to go in. And the Mana Void is going to be enough damage, and Centaur is going to get Blink away. It's going to TP. Oh, Blink not going to get it.
Dire's middle tower is
But that is 2 cores of Radiant just in the mid of Dire's base. But it is at the cost of a tier 3 and your support. Now, Sickboy gets caught out by the Anti-Mage. Monkey King, he wants to continue fighting here. He is going on to this Invoker. He is getting caught out here. He steals all the mana away, and now Centaur, he gets the stun onto the Silence. The Silencer has a Glimmer Cape. Tornado off the mark.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Borrow Time triggered by the Abaddon. And now Centaur, he is in a herd of trouble. And Anti-Mage is back here. Nightmare to save him. And the Abyssal Blade to finish up the Bane.
Is under attack.
Jimmy's having himself a hell of a game right now.
Has fallen.
I think now this is pretty much the strongest they're going to be. He's going to finish up this Butterfly. We'll probably look to get one more item. Probably will tank up a little bit. And from there, I think that's the perfect timing for Radiant to push and look to end.
Yes.
I think Dire recognizes that, though, and that's why they've been ratting so much with this Monkey King Ags
Radiant are
and the
standing.
Radiance, as well as the Nature's.
Also, next Roshan, I feel like could be a huge point of contest. Did you see there is a poor man's shield just on the ground in the Radiant base?
Got to use it as bait.
Yeah, it's a bait for the Nature's Prophet to dive deeper.
True. I kind of wish one of the supports for the Radiant would hold on to this trusty shovel, at least in their backpack, and kind of just.
You could just have Anti-Mage have it on the courier and use it on the courier.
Is under attack.
Oh, true, because he is high enough level now.
I feel like that is still underutilized by players, but it's still such a new change. Oh, Monkey King, he is in the base. He's gonna get found out.
Probably. I hope he's able to get out. That's the power of the level 15 talent that Tree Dance cast.
Yeah. Also turning off his Radiance to not give away his positioning. All these small plays that I would never think of doing in the heat of the moment.
They're pinging out the ward spot over here in the bottom lane. Mike's getting a Tinker ward up. I think that'll be really nice. They'll be able to recognize when Monkey King is starting to push towards and cut the.
In terms of levels, it is this Anti-Mage pretty much level 28. And everybody else seems pretty much like in one group.
It's not in my nature.
Especially the Silencer has recovered quite a bit, and the Tusk. Tusk has finished the Aghanim Scepter, so Walrus Kick is online. There is a smoke up by Radiant. Do they find... Grimstroke has an invisibility and breaks the smoke of the anti-mage. Up top, it is Bane. Will he get found out here? There is a Glimmer Cape. And they see the Grimstroke. Grimstroke is gonna go down godlike spree for the anti-mage. And it will be just dire split pushing now. Monkey
King
King bottom.
Logical streaming down bottom lane.
And they have one creep. They protect it with shield, with heals, anything to just disable that backdoor protection.
Dire structures.
There is a glyph, and that will make short work of this range creep. Oh, actually, no, it will go down. But it is now split pushing. Melee Rex nearly going down. Invoker is now here. Not gonna go for the tornado. In mid, Radiant is pushing now, but there is a repair kit for the Dire side. Pretty much all the items they would want out of the jungle for the Dire. Repair kit, Craggy Coat, and the Orb of Destruction. They did lose their Nature's Prophet.
Definitely a good pick off. Hope will eliminate the split push a little bit. Radiant's pinging out Roshan right now, which I think is their next big objective. Logical, who I'm sure is aware of this, he immediately starts the split push. He could get caught here, but he's able to jump away real.
And Dire just dewarding their own jungle. And they see the silence here. There's a Fiend's Grip on the silencer, but gets shielded off by the Abandoned. There's a global silence now. And now Stampede is off cooldown and just BKB and teleport away from the Centaur. But Anti-Mage, he is just gonna go onto the support Soulbound just to buy himself some time. And Logical as well as Sick Boy. Sick Boy is still dead, never mind. Logical just split pushing, killing any waves, so that Radiant actually has only this wave. If Dire is able to kill this wave, there will be backdoor protection.
They do have the repair kit up on the tower.
Yeah, and that gives already multi-shot. And goodbye creep wave.
They still got a little bit of time before backdoor kicks.
Nightmare onto the anti-mage. They really just want this tier 3 that allows them to get... oh, and like you said, Tusk going in, kicking Monkey King out, and that is your ultimate pretty much wasted. It's Sick Boy again, cutting creep waves, not allowing for any creeps to come into the base, and just shadow blading away.
I think it's gonna get to the point where they're just gonna give a gem to Jimmy and be like, go kill them, because you're the only one that can catch.
Yeah. But they are gonna go for Roche.
Tier 4 items as well coming up. Leveler found by the
That's, I mean, that's really, really good for Dire. Spell
both
Prism.
Monkey King as well as the Nature's Prophet.
Roshan has fallen to
Their buildings are just going to utterly melt.
Now Invoker trying to catch this Monkey King. Did they see him here? There's Radiance Burn. And he's gonna go for the creep wave once again. But there is now the Invoker. The tornado is going to hit. And they catch out the Monkey King. Monkey King is gonna get abyssaled up. And the Walrus Punch into a snowball. And as a string not gonna be enough, Logical is gonna go down.
He does have buyback, so that's good at least. But still, look at all of that space created. This Nature's Prophet from Sick Boy immediately pushing in bottom wave. They're stalling this out as much as humanly possible, making it very, very difficult for the Radiant to be able to push an end, because that's all they want to do right now, and they just can't seem to get close enough to their base with their...
There is a Hex onto this Invoker up top, but now Invoker tornadoing up the Nature's Prophet. Centaur is here, gets the stun, but does he have any detection? No. No detection. And AR is just like, yo, I'm here. There's the Spirit Vessel onto the Centaur with the Cold Snap. Now the Tornado.
Just
Also,
making it so he can't TP back because he's the one with the repair.
also
He actually used BKBs just to TP back home.
Dire's middle barracks
in mid, they lost the tier 3. Now it's done onto the Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage is just going to focus. Shadowblade activated by the Nature's Prophet saving him. There's now the Soulbind. Do they have anything? There's the Hex and the Fiend Script, but the instant global silence. They can't lock down this Anti-Mage. He is getting low though, and they get the Aegis. It is just Aegis though. Repair kit being used onto the melee barracks. There is a Tornado onto Sick Boy. Sick Boy gonna go down. He's gonna buy back immediately. They have Monkey King coming up in 3 seconds, but they will lose their mid melee racks. It cost them an Aegis, but they finally broke through.
And Anti-Mage has 9,000 gold. He's going to be able to buy a Satanic and then a Mood Shard on top.
That sounds good. Sounds pretty good.
I wonder if, we were talking about it with the Courier plays earlier, I wonder if Jimmy's going to start getting a Dagon E-Blade over on his Courier and running around with that, zapping this.
I would like to see that. You know, these Immortal players, they should be able to do that amount of micro.
Absolutely. Jimmy actually picks up a Nullifier here, so he's looking to be able to go and just lock down the Natures and make sure he can't Sheep or Shadowblade away, or actually a Bloodthorn finished up on the Nature.
Also, Tusk found a Minotaur Horn, and on the Dire side, they already have all 3 of the items. It is an Illusionist Cape, a Spell Prism, and a Leveler. Meanwhile, Radiant only has found the Minotaur Horn so far. There is an Abyssal Blade onto the Nature's Prophet, and Nature's Prophet is gonna go down. He doesn't have buyback. That's 2 minutes without Sick Boy. Grimstroke just hasting away, but Anti-Mage, he's like, yo, I got Blink Up, dude. There's an Hex, Nullifier being used. Silence and Fiend Script onto this Anti-Mage, but he does not take damage. Meanwhile, they do lose their Invoker, and another kick away from the Tusk to stop the ultimate from the Monkey King. There's a buyback from the Invoker now. Anti-Mage is into this team fight here now, and he will focus onto the Monkey King. Monkey King is gonna go down, is gonna buy back as well. Now Tusk activating his BKB, and Centaur is gonna go down as well, has to use his buyback. And now Radiant, there isn't much split push happening, so they can focus on a team fight here. Anti-Mage is gonna jump in. Stun from the Monkey King is going to miss Tornado and blink forward, but there's a stun by the center, but the global silence, and Monkey King getting very low. Monkey King is gonna go down, and this might just be game. BKB activated by Centaur, and they are going to go down. GG, well played, called by Logical. You like that one, Logical? Ask by Jimmy. And now we will be going to a game number 3. I'm hyped.
Absolutely. Jimmy really, he had a fantastic game on Anti-Mage. That's what he expects out of himself. So I know he was in back, really itching from game 1, wishing he could have done more. And he could not have had a better game. He played really, really well on Anti-Mage.
25, 2, and 6. Holy shit.
I'm a little upset with him. I wanted to see a Dagon E-Bladed Courier running around.
Dagon, E-Blade, as well as Necronomicon just for split pushing. Yeah. But very, very nice play there. And it was again like the team with the farming core taking the game.